Which side of the fence do you sit on when it comes to Crypto.com? Are you still in the camp that seems to have gone pretty quiet that Crypto.com is insolvent, or are you looking at logic and saying, okay, actually Crypto.com is stronger than I think a lot of people realize? And I'm going to break it down in this video and show you exactly what A, whales are doing, and B, Crypto.com is doing in terms of its assets. So let's get straight into this video. You can see here currently Crypto.com sat with $3.5 billion worth of backed assets, with a significant bit of trading volume going through every single day. Now we know they've got massive marketing campaigns going out right now, both in the World Cup and a number of other avenues, UFC. I'm going to talk a little bit about UFC and more importantly the CEO of this, but I do want to address kind of exactly this nonsense about it being insolvent, and I want to show you exactly what's happening with some of these massive transactions going through. So you can see again the split of tokens across Crypto.com. You see now USDC being the biggest holding currently, BTC being up there, Ethereum and SHIB in the top four. I'm going to take a look at 63AACB, one of the bigger wallets holding USDC. You can see here Shiba Inu, as well as a number of other ones, USDT. And we can take a look here at exactly this wallet and look at how many transactions are going in, and more importantly, how big some of these transactions actually are. You can see a couple of them 20 grand. Again, Kronos coin, you can see there 20,634 Kronos coins being moved in, $4,500 worth of USDC. As we kind of continue our way down the list, and you start to see some really big transactions going through, especially when you get down here. You see 34.6 billion Shiba Inu going through from a Binance hot wallet. You can see a number of transactions coming out of a Binance hot wallet. We've got 3 here, probably getting on towards 900,000 to nearly $1 million of SHIB moved out of a Binance hot wallet into Crypto.com. What does that tell you? That people are moving out of Binance and into Crypto.com, and the list kind of goes on. Bear in mind, this is in the last couple of hours. Again, you can see just massive amounts of money being moved out of Binance and into Kronos and into Crypto.com. So pretty big news in terms of what their wallets are doing. And great thing is we can obviously track some of these wallets and exactly what they're doing. And for me, that's a really big and important thing. It shows how solvent the Crypto.com exchange is in. And if you are bullish on Crypto.com, and in particularly the Kronos coin, and want to stay up to date with everything going on, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll try and bring you the latest and greatest and keep you up to date with the facts that you need to survive in cryptocurrency. Leave a like on this video if you are enjoying the content so far, and let's take a look at the price of Kronos, or Crypto.com's native Kronos coin. You can see just up 1% as we've now moved into the 4th of December. Man, Christmas is coming very soon. Now, we did see a pretty big sell-off in the whole market, but in good couple of hours back in the green. You see money flow was out, RSI was in the overbought position, but the whole market seems to have been recovering. We don't know if this is big institutional money leaving through the course of the weekend, but certainly it is being bought back up. Is Crypto.com's native token going to be one of those $1, $2? Who knows, but certainly backed by the exchange. And once we see all the market sentiment move and ultimately we see better prices out there, I think Crocoin could be a real big player. Now, what is going on and why is everybody talking about Crypto.com? Well, we got this from Mr. Whale or whalechart.org. It says, breaking, Crypto.com now has 3 months failing to pay the UFC fighters. Is this liquidity issues? This is exactly what I was talking about at the start of the video. But ultimately, there is this band of people that think Crypto.com is going insolvent. It says, just to make it clear, this is about bonus payments to fighters, in which Chris, the Crypto.com CEO, comes out and says false. And there is a massive chain of comments on the back of it, but ultimately coming out and saying not one single UFC fighter has come out and said that this isn't true. Not one UFC fighter has come out and said that they are not getting paid bonuses. And we know that Crypto.com is a huge supporter of the UFC. Now, again, it's undisclosed the amount of money that officially goes into the UFC, but it's a massive, massive amount. Crypto.com is one of those exchanges that ultimately is putting crypto on the map. We know that they're at the World Cup. We know that they're in the UFC. We've seen them everywhere. So, you know, for people to kind of come out and continually push this narrative that Crypto.com is insolvent or in some way not able to fund or pay things is kind of a bit crazy now. All you've got to do is go and look at the money, go and understand what whales are doing, go and see exactly what is moving in and out of Crypto.com, and it's going to tell you everything you need to know. You can track wallets, you can track hardware wallets, you can track transactional growth, you know, and that for me is more important than just random statements that says, well, okay, here's what's happening. But interestingly, Chris coming out there really firing up, and we know that he went live and did a live stream, which you haven't seen from a lot of those CEOs out there, when there was definitely a question mark of insolvency around Crypto.com. feels like it's passed, feels like it was nonsense. And if anything, Crypto.com feels like it's come out pretty stronger. Like we said, the world is watching. Visa partnering with Crypto.com with these NFTs for the 2022 World Cup. And again, if you go and watch any of the World Cup games, Crypto.com is everywhere, which is pretty exciting and ultimately pushing fan adoption into cryptocurrency. It says the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar is the first World Cup featuring non-fungible tokens, with payments grant Visa partnering with Crypto.com to bring user-generated digital collectibles to the popular sporting event. Think about that. We have Visa partnering up with Crypto.com. Yes, they provide the cards for both Binance and Crypto.com, but a huge opportunity to bring mainstream media into cryptocurrency. So absolutely insane. And just for a bit of light-hearted news on this channel, the couple accused of spending $10.5 million sent in error by Crypto.com on houses, car and furniture and gifts face trial. Chris isn't messing around. The CEO of Crypto.com wants his money, and he is absolutely not messing around. Absolutely crazy that back in a few months ago, actually back in 2021 is when this happened. Crypto.com accidentally sent $10.5 million instead of $100, absolutely crazy, across to a couple who basically went crazy and spent a lot of money. Lesson to be learned here in crypto is, if it's not yours, don't spend it, particularly if you're trading on centralized exchanges. Always be mindful, and ultimately that's where you get some level of legislation with these bigger exchanges. So it says the exchange mistakenly transferred $10.5 million rather than $100, and it tells the firm there back in May 2021. So yeah, Chris not messing around. He wants his crypto back, and he is going to take you out if you don't and end up in jail. Why would you spend $10.5 million instead of 100? I mean, it's a pretty crazy store, but Crypto.com for me looks pretty solid. We can see big transactions, we can see big money moving in, so I don't think there's any concern. Always though, get your crypto onto a hardware wallet and off exchanges. It's important because ultimately you have full control, you make the decisions, and you are not relying on anyone else. That's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below, what would you spend $10.5 million worth of someone else's money on? And as ever, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Leave a like on this video on your way out. I'll see you guys in the next one.